There we go. Okay. So I was going to have you guys do some reading, but do you guys think the reason I sort of do that activity is how many of you guys feel you might have a decent idea how the tools work versus just go right into the reading? That's why I try to do that activity versus giving you guys a bunch of text to read. This will help you guys out. So we've covered we've covered how many different tools we have. I'm going to try to get through this pretty quick. We've already talked about quite a bit of them in detail with that cubing little exercise. So what I want you to do is, if you see up there, I have the I can statements. They're up to date with this. Be able to identify the different tools. Are we going to be using these tools all through the course of the year? Some of them, yes. Some of them probably only this week, maybe beginning of next, and then we'll be done with them. So identify the basic ones. Use the drafting equipment in a safe and effective manner. Hence, do not follow my example earlier and toss an eraser shield. It sounds like a star or a Chinese star. Pass them. So I want you to be able to explain what CAD or CAD is, CAD, or CADD. And then explain the principles of both CAD, hand drafting, and CAD on the computer. The reason I do this is because if you understand what you're drawing, and to me, it makes it a lot easier when you start applying it to the computer side of things. So that's why I have you guys do the board drafting very briefly. So how many of you have ever found like an old drafting kit like this? One of the old little fold-out things has all the unique, looks almost like prehistoric pieces of equipment. Anybody ever seen one of these? No? Man. Okay, well, most people, my mom likes to have a good old time with me and give me these things, thinking I'm going to use them still. But she gets these things, they're like garage sales, and gives them to me. These are actually all the old tools I used to use. I have a couple of these kits my parents have got me. So all these tools, they all had their place at one time. They still do if you do board drafting, but not so much anymore. So now the drafting tools we've talked about, how many people have used more than one of them? Sorry, Robert, drafting. Zach, when have you used more than one of them? In art? Okay, very good. Noah? You did. Oh, in engineering class? Okay, very good, very good. Austin? Art? Okay, good. So not too many people have used them, so that's okay. You have at least some experience with them. Because my big concern is if you say I went through a drafting program and then somebody pulls out a compass and you're like, I don't know how to use it, or a scale, you better know how to use a scale by the time you leave here. So tools, they all have a unique purpose, like the French curve, right, Robert? French curve has its own purpose. You probably won't use it a whole lot, but you'll be familiar with it. Different ones, you have two different types of scales. Architects tend not to use the engineer scale because that's more for engineering, civil engineering. They use them for site plans, but that's about it. On the other end, civil engineers tend not to use an architect because they use an engineering scale. So it depends on what field you pursue. You may become real familiar with a certain type of tool, and then another type of tool you won't. So some are still used more today than others. So the one you guys I tend to use as a seat sometimes is the drafting board right here. I've shown you, everybody sees that they angle up, right? That would be your drafting board. We don't use the old type like back there. Granted, usually that's what my desk is the old drafting table. They're nice, they're big, that's why I like it as a desk. But they also take up a lot of room. They're hard to find, but usually when somebody's trying to get rid of them, they're tough to get rid of. They're just so huge, that's the problem. But when you used to have to draw big sheets like you see up on the wall up there, if you had to draw on a D-size sheet of paper, you would need all that space. It's tough. You don't want to fold a print. So that's why you need a big drafting board like that. For us, we're going to be doing A or B size sheets. This is all you need here. So the drafting boards, necessary to create drawings. Benefit to them, they're flat and smooth. Why would you not want a drafting board that's not flat and smooth, Austin Banks? Give me an idea. It'd be rough. How many of you have drawn something like hit an eraser or something and makes a big like dark spot on your paper or something like that? You want a smooth, flat surface so your line's consistent. To use it, Who had the dots? Where's the dots at? Somebody give me the dots back. Thank you, Joey. Them dots there, now we just use masking tape. It's just simpler to use, but this is what you want to be able to secure your drawing. What's that? Oh, you did use them? Okay. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Cool. That'd be a good use for them. Now, these are nice. They're actually not as hard as masking tape. Masking tape tends to rip them off, but for the purpose of what we're doing, masking tape's just fine. Thank you. I'll have to show me that. So, drafting machines. Robert, did you ever use a drafting machine? No. Did you ever use? Okay. Drafting machines are just they eliminate the purpose of a triangle. They have the little mechanical arm there. They're nice. You don't see them too much anymore. It allows you to get finer tuned angles. Because that little knob there, where the two horizontal and vertical tools come, you can rotate it just a little and make it more accurate, eliminating the use of a triangle. They're supposed to be more effective. They're good. You just probably won't really see them much anymore. I know when I was in high school, we still had them, but there was like one or two. So, and nobody really used them. T-square. Where's my T-squares at? I have that, Grace. Lexi, I'm sorry. So your T-square draws your horizontal line. It also supports your triangle, so you can go vertical with them. So say this is we'll call the counter or the cabinets, my tabletop. Just put it right on the right edge or the left edge, however you want. That's going to create a vertical or horizontal line. Just moves it up and down. Also used to square up your paper. If you notice, when you get it, there's a whole stack of them. There's actually a ridge down here that you can actually set it up there. Say this is my paper. This is my drafting table. You can actually rest it up in there, and that makes it horizontal. Right there. So keep that in mind. If you're doing any sketches at home or anything, you can use that. I actually do have one at home if I'm that ambitious and I don't have my CAD right in front of me. That's going to be the first thing. When I give you all the borders, the templates to work with on your drawings, you're going to want to square it up so you have a nice horizontal line. Yes, Mrs. Down? Like, I'm going to try to wrap this up like 10 minutes or so. That's fine. Yeah. Thank you. So T-square, anybody have any questions on T-square? If you have a question, just throw it up. I'm trying to, since we did all that activity earlier, I'm trying to get through this. Yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah. Yeah, all you got to do is just move it vertically up and down the edge. Obviously, once it gets past the edge of your table, you can't move it down, but you can. Absolutely. It can slide up and down. Very good. Triangles, we already talked. It creates inclined vertical angles. Problem is you're set to a 30, 60, or a 45. So you got to keep that in mind. If you have like if you have a 40, say I said a 44-degree angle or a 36, something like that, you may have to plot two coordinates and draw a line between them. You may have to do something like that. Creates 2 points, a line between 2 points, and it can do the predetermined angles. Granted, to be honest, I don't know about you, you usually don't have real nice geometric shapes anymore. Everything has a unique feature, a curve to it, something that makes it very unique. So you have 30, 60, 90. Here, let me go back real quick. 30, 60 is the small one, big one, and the 45 has 245 degrees. Real quick question, what's the total degrees in a triangle? 180. Very good. It's a little bit. Compasses. I believe Tiffany, you said it. Draws an arc or a circle. Arc or a circle. Very good. Features of it. You have 2 points. Please do not make the compasses a tool of a weapon of choice. Here's a little side note. I went over to Mansi, and I'm on their curriculum board, and they over at Mansi. Everybody know where Mansi's at? off 13 over in Mansfield there. They, it's, prison. They actually, these compasses, you guys be happy I'm letting you touch them, because the whole process to get a compass out over there is like a 2 or 3 step phase. The teacher has 2 keys that you have to go into the cage. She has drafting, like a tool room just for compasses. And she has a key. She has to go in, open the door, shut it behind her, lock that, go in, unlock that door, go get the tool, get like a little, somehow they give like an ID or something saying somebody has a tool and they have to get out. And so they identify the prisoner has a tool, because it's considered like a, yeah, it's considered a deadly weapon over there. Absolutely. So really, I have 19 deadly weapons out, so please don't hurt anybody. What's that? I couldn't believe it when she said it, but it is considered a deadly weapon over there. So I hope not. But this, just give you an idea, if they consider that a deadly weapon, same thing goes here. Don't be poking each other and stuff like that. Please use the tip. Put the tip in the where you're going to mark your center. You're going to take your lead and scribe your circle or your arc. And that's it. I do not want to see any red on that tip. Create circles and arcs. You need a radius distance. Your brushes, I have the brushes up there in your kit set brushes, but I'm going to have to cut them down, the ends of it. Brushes are just nice because you can clean off your surface. Clean off eraser tips, or if you got a bunch of eraser marks, you can use it to erase the edge. They obviously vary. Eliminate smudges. Robert, I'm going to use the example. Have you ever seen a drawing that has a bunch of smudges? Does it look good, or does it look, why is it not? Does it look?
If you did it with your finger, it would look okay because you would do it for shading, but if you did it on accident.
In here, do you think we? No, no. You're right. Form, smudging's a good thing. In drafting, clear, nice print, so you're not going to want so many smudges. So, Robert probably. Yeah, no, that's fine. Robert can probably. You've probably seen some things that look pretty rough. You haven't been a part of that though, right? Not that. Yeah, let's go with that. Very good. So that helps there. The protractors. This helps you measure an angle or draw inclined lines. We did talk about you can use and draw a circle with it. Problem is, you're probably not going to want that size when you're drawing something. So it's probably not a good tool to use to draw circles. But you can, if you want, you can set like an inclined line. If you want, like, say we go back to that 44-degree example, you can mark your center, go over to your horizontal spot, and then mark it the angle you want. If my smart board wants to cooperate today. So all you got to do is mark your center. You're going to mark your horizontal. That's fine. Just go mark your horizontal. There we go. You're going to mark, say you want a 44-degree, do that, and then you can go ahead and just draw your angle that way. So you're not really going to want to use it for your arc, but you'll use it for an angle measurement. So place your origin and draw your horizontal. You may have, it may not be a horizontal, maybe at a 45. Just use that as a point of reference and draw your angle up that way. You can draw a unique angle at that point. So various other tools. Who said eraser? Zach, this one goes to you. Eraser, correct your mistakes. Eraser shield, Noah. Very good. Makes it so you can just focus on one little area and erase it. For big mistakes only. The big pink one, about 12 inches long. Yeah, one of the seniors last year had one. I try to avoid big mistakes. If it's that big, usually I just start over. But divider, that would be one of them older toolkits. They're actually used to space out if you had to divide a line by like 3 and you wanted to see where it fell without using a compass to make marks on your drawing, you just use this. Had 2 little points, you just swing it around. Used to use that. And pencil pointer, it's just what you use to sharpen your compasses versus a pencil sharpener. So your fasteners, this is the dots or the tape. French curve, these are for your regular curves. I know in pattern development, there's certain applications for it, but it's very unique. We probably won't tackle them, but there is could be an overwhelming tool to look at. It could make you nervous, I suppose. Your templates, there's tons of them. Has anybody ever seen like an architectural template at all? It's like a chair, a dining room table. Anybody ever seen any of them? I am getting too old, and I'm not that old. Still see these things. They have all sorts of templates. And then pencils. What I do want to say about pencils is, have any of you ever drawn with something or used a pencil? Like if you pushed real hard, it seemed like you're writing with almost like, I don't know, like a stone that didn't write very nice. It was real thin. Tiffany? In art, I know they definitely use the artistic side of things. Robert? You used them? What'd you think of them? You didn't like them. Why not? You kept using the wrong pencil. If you have a hard lead, meaning it doesn't break away, when you draw and it's hard, the fragments don't break off real easy. Do you think it makes a thicker line or a lighter line? What do you think, Aaron? Thicker. Who thinks thicker? Who thinks lighter? What would you think lighter, Tyler? Just as a guess. Want to help him out, Zach? Keeps the point longer. It doesn't break away. So when you're drawing with that harder lead, it just doesn't break away as either. If it's softer, how many of you have ever used like a pencil, like when you sharpen it and you drew a line and by the time you got to the end of the line, the pencil needed sharpened again? That's like a soft lead. It breaks away real easy. It usually makes a darker line. So there's a reason why some pencils last longer than others. But there's 9H to 6B. There's 19 weights. I don't care what weight you use in here. Just use a pencil. But to give you an idea. So real quick, let's see here. Who's Malachi? What tool do you use to draw horizontal lines with? Which is? There you go. Very good. T-square. Looks like a T standing up right there. Very good. Okay. What tool would you use to draw circles? You've been talkative today, Tiffany. I want to give somebody else. Thank you. Zach. Compass. Joey, what else might you use? Template. Lexi. Protractor, only on select certain types. Very good. Compass I have up there. No, I just gave it away. Eliminate smudges. No, what's that tool you had? Eraser shield. Very good. And use your brushes to help clean it up. So what tool would you use to hold down a drawing, Devin? What tool might you use to hold down a drawing? Help him? Tape? Drafting tape. What is it?
I was thinking it was a certain type of tape.
Yep. What type of tape? Very good. Thank you, sir. Masking or dots. We'll use masking in here. And what do you do to, what do you use predetermined features? Say a circle or text or what was the one you had there, Devin? That unique one? You had a unique one. The little green thing. What is that called? Levi. What's that tool that uses predetermined features? Template. Very good. There can be all sorts of types. Some people have some different type ones. Tell you what, on this note, I think we'll stop right here. Yeah, we'll stop right So what I want to do is I'm going to print off some borders for you. And you guys, I want to see how well you can do some hand drafting. If you go into Moodle, I posted the PDF drawings of it. There's 3 of them, 3 or 4. Is there no questions? I'll make the vocab and questions due tomorrow, as well as the drawing assignment.
So the drawing assignment for today is due tomorrow?
Correct.
I got mine fully.
Good. So if you jump on, you go ahead and log on to Moodle, and I believe there's all the assignments are on there. I will say I also did post some videos for the AutoCAD stuff. If you get done, they're on YouTube now.